Hello indie game fan, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. As my gift to you, here are the best looking pixel art indie games, where I did a little digging into the art of dead cells, and it is a 3D model squished into pixel art, so it doesn't quite count, but it's pretty. But the main list begins with Flynn, Son of Crimson, a hidden gem from 2021, which has long been on my watch list due to the pixel art, but it did undergo a significant change during development which might have affected its popularity, since it was supposed to be a Metroidvania, but switched to a level-based structure. However, the action in this is great with beautiful animations as well, where it does use a number of vibrant colours which gives it an excellent style. Hyper Light Drifter is a fantastic title, and while I wouldn't point to its pixel art being the factor for this game, it certainly helps with the overall presentation. I don't quite like the lack of outlines on the characters, but maybe it's just a personal preference thing. What I do like, however, is the use of colours, where it has a very distinct use of pink, purple and light blue, but there are locations with vibrant greens, blues and whites, which change up the look as well, where the attention to detail in this is also worth a highlight. If you love the pretty squares, how about a game which has all the pretty squares in Noita, a roguelike platformer where you play as a mage, with a variety of spells and elemental magic at your fingertips. You will notice that every single pixel is simulated, meaning that physics apply to it, from gravity to more fun interactions like explosive gases, electricity being conducted through water and so on. It is one of those games where you might just end up killing yourself in a catastrophic but hilarious series of unfortunate events, where after wiping the tears from your eyes, the compelling loop makes you just want to go again, and it is quite the achievement for physics in games. I was and am still very impressed with the look of the Eternal Castle Remastered, a game which released in 2019 that was supposed to be the relaunch of a game from 1987, only the original game did not exist. Rather, this captures the 2-bit CGA look from the late 80s very well, where in terms of gameplay, it is a throwback as well, being closest in comparison to the cinematic platformer. I love how they just went ahead to make and release this in 2019, showing how anything is possible when it comes to indie games. Developer D-Pad Studio is known for their pixel art, and might have even been the ones to coin the term high-bit pixel art in a blog post, where of course their game Owlboy from 2016 must be mentioned. I really love the detail in this, but especially love the blue skies and white clouds, which, to be honest, is one of the first things that I look for in pixel art titles to judge their quality. The action here is interesting as well, since our hero can pick up a variety of NPCs in order to use their abilities in a tandem fashion, but it's a no-brainer pick for this list. Japanese developer Team Ladybug also has excellent pixel art, but I think that their best is Touhou Lunar Nights, although an honourable mention does go to Deled's in Wonder Labyrinth as well, where you play as Sakuya the maid, which throws daggers and also has the ability to freeze time. The quality of the animations here are fantastic, especially of the main character, enemies and bosses, but if you look closely enough, special effects like explosions are pixel art as well. This is another all-time great Metroidvania, so if you have not played this, do give it a shot even if you're not familiar with the Touhou project. There are developers that specialize in the throwback look as well, where one of the best looking games is Steel Assault, one that does have one of the more unique mechanics which I've never seen before in other games, in addition to the awesome look. It is a side-scrolling action platformer where you can create a zip line of all things, essentially creating an additional platform that you can hang on, which adds to the action. The cutscenes and character portraits are fantastically detailed, which complements the gameplay portion, where the bosses do look fantastic as well.
People fear what they don't understand. And in death, you will learn.
A title that got a new lease on life is Death's Gambit Afterlife, a 2D Souls-like title, which certainly had issues at launch, but they released a major update titled Afterlife, which fixed a bunch of issues and even added new content.
We were deceived. Death can't protect us.
I don't know if this would be taken as a compliment or insult, but this very much wants to be Dark Souls, from the overall look and vibe to the obscure storytelling, punishing combat, and even its own dragon on a bridge scene, where it has some gorgeous animations and bosses as well.
You continue to feed into this cycle of death.
You remember our deal, don't you?
I love Brazilian developer Joy Masher, since they are masters of the retro pixel art, where the games could easily pass off as a Genesis title, with the best so far being Blazing Chrome, a run-and-gun platformer that is essentially Contra hardcore, where you're kicking some metal butt. Similar to its inspiration, this game is on the more difficult side of things and is a throwback in design as well, since you can get a game over screen and have to start from the beginning. While you can play this solo, it is of course best with a friend and 2-player co-op, where this should provide plenty of fun and challenge, and the best part is that their next title, Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, is releasing next month, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm not sure if Prodeus counts since it uses 2D pixel art sprites, but mixes it with 3D environments, where this is also a new addition to the list, having just released out of early access this year. It is an all-action first-person shooter that feels like old-school Doom, but polished up and modernized and just feels great to play. Let me know if you think this should be in the list, or if like Dead Cells, I should move it to a special mentions section in a future update.
Brace yourself!
I had Wargroove on this list in the past where it was much lower down, but I have changed my mind since I really love the look of this game. It is a turn-based tactics title that is more like Advance Wars rather than Fire Emblem, where you can produce troops from captured bases and has a simple economy that you need to manage. The sprites in this are some of the best, with great tactical action and a variety of game modes as well, where I do wonder about the possibilities of a sequel someday. I realized that there are a lot of Metroidvanias and platformers in this video, but these are great ways to show off awesome pixel art as compared to a top-down strategy title, for example, where one of the prettiest titles is Iconoclasts. The sheer vibrancy of the colours used is a highlight, where I really love the blues, yellows and reds used for obvious reasons. It does have good combat and puzzles as well, but the game took something like 8 years to make, so thankfully it was successful for the developer. If you've been subscribed to the channel for at least a couple of months, I'm sure that you're aware that I like crosscode, since this is an awesome action-adventure RPG that looks absolutely great. Again, it is a throwback game where it uses the 16-bit SNES look, and again, absolutely nails this, while I love the enemy designs and environments in this, although the bosses not so much in my opinion. Do note that one aspect that people do not like about this game is the number of puzzles as compared to direct combat, but I do like both aspects of the game, where if you have played the base game but have not checked out its DLC, A New Home, do give that a look as well. Of course, Katana Zero has a place on this list, since it is one of the slickest and most stylish games that utilizes pixel art. It uses the neon pinks and blues of cyberpunk fiction, contrasting our sword-wielding protagonist in a world with guns. The tremendously detailed backgrounds and environments are a highlight, as is the use of lighting, where all of these complement the action very nicely. This too has DLC in development which people are excited about, so perhaps we will get to see more of that next year. Another new entry is Songs of Conquest, one that I knew I had to place on this list even in previews, provided that they did not change the pixel art. And yes, while it is still an early access title as of this video, I don't think that you need to worry too much. This is a Heroes of Might and Magic-like turn-based strategy title where you're leading armies of fantastical creatures, waging war on your enemies and taking over their strongholds, where the overworld map, cities and units look great even on the battlefield, but I'm just happy that we're getting more games like this. One of the standout titles from 2021 is Eastward, an action-adventure title set in the post-apocalypse, where this was turning heads even pre-release due to the excellent pixel art. It is an interesting two-protagonist setup, having the classic combination of a grizzled veteran and a young girl, where I particularly love the designs of the towns and the detail in this. Everything from the interior of a house to an open-air market is just beautifully and intricately crafted, such as having little household items being in the right places as well, but taken as a whole, this game is just a beauty. Another title that I love the look of is Star Renegades, a roguelite RPG with a fantastic timeline management combat system, but have just put out a number of free DLCs post-launch and as a result has made it even better. Yes, Soldiers has shown up quite a bit on the channel in recent months, but I cannot understate how beautiful this Metroidvania title is. Since we are purely concerned with visuals in this video, I do think that everything in this is gorgeous, from the character portraits, enemies, bosses, and especially the backgrounds, where the core game is decent enough and has been balanced and patched up over the 6 months or so since launch, where it has really spoiled me in my expectations of pixel art Metroidvanias moving forward. Long-time viewers will know that Blasphemous has topped the list previously, which means that we have a new number 1, but this grimdark Metroidvania title is one of the best, aided of course by the pixel art. It is set in a dark and brutal world of horrendous enemies and horrific bosses, where it does draw upon the Catholic faith in theme and imagery, which can be rather brutal as evident in this game. The constant free updates have made this even better over the years, where as a side note, Blasphemous 2 is in development, although we have not gotten a look at it yet, so fingers crossed it will be pixel art as well, and that the art there would blow us away yet again. It is of course no surprise that this gorgeous pixel art JRPG swoops in to claim the crown, where it has featured prominently on this channel in 2022, where Chained Echoes is just an excellent JRPG, and you can find out where it ranks among the best of 2022 in this video.